Too many things open on my computer here. Okay, so, all right. So welcome everybody to our first virtual water cooler of the school year here. We had one of these sessions last school year and we think it was a good opportunity for everyone to kind of get together and share some of their own experiences. And this time we get to hear from someone in another district. So I like this. I like that, you know, we're hearing from people that are out there in the field, from our teachers and what's working for them. So if you like what we are doing here today and there's something that you really want to present on behalf of FIMC, please contact us and we'll see if we can make that work. But so this one is Let's Talk Virtual Training. So we all know that there's a lot of virtual learning that's going on right now. So the presentation today is more focused on how do we make that fun and interactive for our students. And so if this is your first time joining us, I am Liz Anderson. I'm the coordinator for the Florida Instructional Materials Center for the Visually Impaired. We are a statewide discretionary project with the Florida Department of Education, and we provide a multitude of services for students with visual impairment here in Florida. And if you would like to learn more about us, you can visit our website, which is FIMC-VI.org. I'll type that in the chat box. So if you notice on your screen, you have the reminder there. So we do have captions available. So there's a button that's going to be along the bottom of your Zoom menu to turn the captions on if you would like those. And as far as the chat box, make sure you change the drop down, and actually let me advance my slides so you can see what I'm talking about here. So there's your closed caption button at the bottom if you want to turn those on. And then for the chat, when you open that, you'll notice at the bottom there's the 2, and then to the right of that is a drop down. So if you're going to type in the chat, change that to all panelists and attendees so everyone can see what you have to say. All right. And so I think we're going to get the handout for this presentation uploaded on our website. Okay, I didn't get that in advance, but we will be posting that. And there's also the direction for how to create a Bitmoji, which I know almost nothing about Bitmoji. So I created my own last week. So I'm here to learn along with all of you just as much as you will be learning. So this is going to be very fascinating. But so we do have that handout on our website specifically for this session. So any events that we have upcoming, including this one, are going to be on this events page. And to see the details, you just look for that specific event and click on the link. And then we are recording. So within a week after this session takes place, we will post the recording to our past events page. And that's the case for really all of our webinars. All right, and so Jesse, so we do not have your microphones on or your cameras for this. So everyone is muted and in privacy here. They get to just watch us present. Okay, so our agenda here, we do have Michaela Tavalieri. I apologize if I said your last name incorrectly, from Duval County, presenting on Bitmoji. And if we have some time at the end, then we want to discuss and have all of you share maybe some things that you're doing during this time of virtual learning. And then of course, we'll do our evaluation and in-service credit portion, and then we'll meet. So our goal is to be done by 3 o'clock. Okay, and so in-service credit, we are offering that for this session because we feel like this is more of a learning virtual water cooler session than the one we had previously. So our opening code, which you will need for credit, is creative. Creative. So I can type that in the chat. And I will be explaining at the end of the webinar how you can get that in-service credit if you are looking for it. Okay. All right, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to stop sharing and we're going to go ahead and turn this over to Michaela so she can teach us all about this really cool thing that's out there.
All right. Hello, everybody. Okay, so let me start. I have Andrea on here with me too because we've practiced this and I sometimes go too fast and there's so much that I want her to remind me if I lose anything, if I miss anything. I'm gonna go slide by slide, and if anybody has any questions, they're also monitoring this chat box. To start, I just want to say in Duval County, we use Microsoft Office. So I'll be showing you from a PowerPoint today. But other counties use Google, and that's actually what it's designed for. But they've kind of, if you download the Google slides into Microsoft Office, then you can make it do basically the same thing. So I've included and this will go out to them or to you guys. So this is the tutorial for Google Classroom, and this is the tutorial for Microsoft to put it on there. Because it's so much information, I just kind of wanted to show you guys the tips and the tricks, because it, like this says, it's a virtual rabbit hole. I've been doing this all summer, and I've done lots of trainings in classrooms, and it's really fun, but you can get into it and you're like, where did the time go? So this is an example. Do I need to move this guy over here?
No, the only thing we can see is your PowerPoint.
Oh, okay. This is the classroom that I created from like a background. And I'll show you how to make these, but I kind of first wanted to show you what it is. So I've embedded, and I'll show you how to do this, but this is a video, this is a video, and this is a video. And I'll click on the videos in a minute. And if I push my space bar, click on the coffee, muffin, and plant, then tell me what you know by clicking on the chalkboard. Have fun. So I don't know if you heard that because it's very soft. But when
it was hard to hear.
Yeah, when the kids come in, they press the space bar, and for our totally blind kids, they can hear. Click on the coffee, the muffin, and the plant, then tell me what you learned by checking on the clicking on the chalkboard. And you can embed alt text in all of these. So if it's on an iPad, because it doesn't work really good for our blind students on the computer, but if it's on an iPad, they can put voiceover on, and voiceover does tell them plant, muffin, double click, YouTube video, and then they double click and they go into the video. So it really does, and it's kind of cool. Even if they didn't have the links, you could make a room and just say there are 10 items in the room, find them, and then they're going to have to listen. And it's a good voiceover practice. It's good listening practice. And it would just be a fun activity, because then you could say, oh, nope, there's 10 pictures. You only heard 9, go back. So we'll click on one of the videos. These are all just YouTube videos of, I think this one might be Molly Burke. So you click on that and it goes to a video.
Put some great tools for motherhood right in your pocket.
And there's always, for some reason, there's been more ads lately than normal. So when you're embedding these into, and I'll show you later, I guess, about the links, I'll show you, you want to get the URL when the ads are done. So I'll show you what I mean.
Download the My Family app from Wolfson Children's Hospital.
You said you've done so much for African Americans.
I have. They did better than they've ever done. Job numbers, all of them.
Hello, guys. I'm in.
Okay, so here you would right click and you would copy the URL at the current time. So then when they do click on the video, it skips all those ads. But this is a video of Molly Burke, and it kind of she talks about going into the park and using her cane. And after they're done watching that video, they would go back. Oops, shoot. I'll tell you another thing too, because it's, oops. And then they go to the muffin, and there's another video, and to the coffee. And then this is what I really like about these, is then you can embed in Microsoft Teams, it's forms, but I think in Google Slides, it's a Google quiz. So then you can embed a Google quiz in here, or a forms, and then they have to take the quiz before they leave, and it kind of tells you if they actually paid attention, and it gives you data for that skill. In Duval County, we're doing Duval Homeroom, which a lot of our students are doing. So it's basically, we're supposed to see the kids, 90 minutes a week, but we could do this, and if they can't make it, we can put this on their Teams page. They can do everything we had planned for them to do face-to-face or live, and then they can do that quiz, and we still have the data that we got whatever we needed from them that day, whether it be like this one would be like a self-advocacy thing. And so they would have all of those skills still put in there. So I think that'll be a good thing for our kids, and it's fun. I did this with a Braille student this summer, a Braille room, and he loved it. He just could not stop talking about how great it was. Do we have any questions on here before I go, or do I want to do them at the end?
No, you can do a few questions now. So far, there are none in the chat,
Okay.
but if you do have questions along the way, put them in the chat. And one of the things that I'm doing, and Liz is helping also, is we're monitoring that chat box so we can answer your questions along the way.
We
Okay.
did get a question from Andrea. So when you say live, how would this have been sent to the student? By email or some other way?
Oh, okay. Well, when in Duval County, we have Teams pages. So I would put it on the Teams page, and then when we meet via Teams, we would go into the file and we would talk about this and we would do it together. So we would watch the videos together, or I would give them control of the screen and they could find the items for me. Does that make sense?
I think so, yes.
And I don't know, like I said, I'm not familiar with Google, so I don't know how Google works, but I think they have Google Meets. So you would just put it in the OneDrive or in Google Slides and then bring it up in Google Meets. And you could do this in a live session too if you're presenting like I am now to an entire class. You could preview it, then they could do it, and then when you come back the next day, you could talk about what you saw, what you did, and do it that way.
And Michaela, have you ever emailed them to students? Can you email it and have it work?
You could email them. The links get kind of tricky, like if it's a Word link or something, because it's created on my computer and it's for my people. So if it's within your district, it's really easy, but if it's outside the district, sometimes it can be a little tricky. But like the videos and stuff are no big deal at all. And like I said, this works really good on the iPad for the kids too. So if they have iPads at home, they could do it that way too. All right, so I'll go to the next slide.
So Michaela,
yes.
In order for the kids to take control of their screen, do they have to share it? Or
yes,
do you have to share it?
In Teams, they request to share and then I give them control. Now you can't do it as a classroom, but you can do it. We set it in Duval County for us to be able to do it one-on-one with our kids. Like a normal classroom with like 10 kids, they're not going to give that control. But like this summer we did lunch, or this last year when we did the virtual learning, we did lunch bunch. So every day at noon we did lunch, and anybody who wanted to come on, and some of the kids would say, oh, can I share my screen because I just learned how to do this coding game. And then they would share their coding game with us all. So it's a setting in Teams that you just have to make sure you turn on when you make that team. And I'm sure that Google is the same way. It's just a setting you have to enable.
And we did have a question about what is Teams, and Liz answered it, that Teams is a meeting platform from Microsoft for districts that are using Office 365. So it is very similar to Zoom, but a lot of counties are preferring to use Teams over Zoom because they feel that it's safer, and because Zoom was having all those connectivity issues and people bombing into them. So a lot of counties are using Teams.
And I'll just start saying live stream. So then that way it's universal to everybody. I just say Teams because that's what we do. Mm-hmm. So this next one that I made, and like I said, I'm going to show you how I did all this, is one that I did for a training. We have a paraprofessional training, which is really good for all of our paraprofessionals for the couple days before school starts. And they're going to be doing this on their own as part of a training. So the first slide kind of tells them exactly, and you can do this with kids, exactly what they need to do. And then they go to the next slide, and here are all my links again. And so every one of these links is like this one, I think, is Bookshare. This one is Microsoft. This one is Immersive Reader. This one's Google Translate. So they just go around the room And then when they're done, they finish with some water, and then there's their quiz. And Bookshare, Learning Ally, and you can make it as busy. And for our students, we wouldn't probably make it this busy, but this is for paraprofessionals. And then they are done with their training instead of having like multiple PowerPoint slides. And this one over here is how to make your computer accessible for visually impaired kids. So after they watched all these videos, they come over here, and this is the forms page I'll show you. So they'll come to the water bottle. And in Microsoft Teams, we use forms. You could do a quiz in, if you wanted, if you don't use that platform. Oh, it's taking a second. I guess my internet is really slow. So I opened up it just in case that happened. So here's another quiz I had done for that living room chat. So here's my living room chat quiz. And it just asks some questions, and if you wanted to add preview, and this is what it looks like. Sorry, this is what it looks like when you get in there, and then they submit, and then it goes to me, and I can check their answers.
So that provides you with a lot of data that you can use, both from your teachers and if you're doing IEP goals with students. It's a great tool for collecting that data piece.
Yes. And like I said, it's a really good training tool too, just even if it's just not even, I've done a ton this summer. Data, I've done a couple of, I even did them with my teachers when they came back yesterday. We did a Bitmoji shelf, and every item on the bookshelf was like our VI list, our Duval homeroom list, and kind of helped us organize. And then I give them that classroom, and then they have all those pieces, and they can go to it at any time. Okay, that's the last slide. Hold on. So now I'm going to show you, I'm going to go back to my, okay. So before I go to that last slide, I'm going to come here, and I'm going to show you how to, I'll try to go slow, how to make a background and add your Bitmoji and a couple of pictures. So first thing you want to do is we want to go to a new slide. Oops, home. I'm going to go up here, and I'm push new slide. I'm going to go to blank, and now I have a blank slide. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to design, and I'm going to format my background, and I'm going to go and get a picture somewhere, and I'm going to insert, and I'm going to go from online, and I'm going to type in, I'll do beach. Okay, so I'll click on the beach, and I'll do this one, and I'm gonna go down here and push insert, and there's my background. Now after I'm done with my background, that's when I had everybody do the bit, if you had a chance to do a Bitmoji. I'm gonna go, and up here you'll see my Bitmoji, and I'm just gonna click on it, and here comes all my things, and I'm gonna say, oh, there's one, there's me swimming. So I'm gonna right click on that, and I'm gonna copy that image. I'm gonna go back to and I'm gonna just place her anywhere for now. And with Microsoft, it's easier to me, because I've done both, to manipulate her. Google Slides, it's a little harder. When you try to do this, it makes them long and skinny. You just have to play with it. So I'm gonna put her here. And then this is a trick that the IT guy showed me, which I thought was amazing. So then,
this is so fun.
So then if you go here, and I have it already open, but this is it's called Removebg, and it removes all the backgrounds from your pictures. So instead of like the tutorials, I'll tell you to look up something that's transparent. This you don't have to. So I want to put a beach ball. Oops. And I'll pick image, oh, come up here and push images, and then I'll just push this one. So I right clicked on it, and I'm gonna copy that image. I'm gonna go back to my remove, and all I have to do is push Control V, and it's gonna remove the background. So now that all the stuff in the background is removed, I'm gonna copy that again, and I'm gonna come and put it in my document. I'm gonna make it little. And then if I wanted to be really cute, I can come up here to animation. This keeps popping down. There's animation, click on my little beach ball, push up here, and I'm gonna add an animation, and I can add a bounce if I want. And then I can also make her swim. Let's see if I can do this right. Usually I have her swimming in the sand. And then you can come down here and I can do like a line. Oh, she goes down. I don't want her to go down. Oh, now she's gone. Okay, so I'll go back and get her again. This is all like trial and error. And this is, all right, where is she? Okay. There she is. We'll put her there. But trust me, you can make her go this way with the line. So you can go back up to, you click on whatever image you want. And then you go to path.
Custom. Yeah, custom. There you go.
And then you go.
Yay.
Now she's going to swim in the sand. But then that way you can add it as much as you want. And then once you add all, oops. And if you want to add, like, we'll add one more thing so we can go through it again. So then you go to my pictures again. This time let's pick a bucket. I should have put beach bucket, but. Okay, so I'll show you how that really, see this one has all that background image, and then I can go to my background and it should take away all the image. Sometimes it works, sometimes it'll say, sorry, I can't do it. It could. So then now I can copy it and put it back in, and I can make him a little bigger because he's kind of small, and put him next to that. And now, oops, shoot. Now, if I wanted to embed those links, how you do that is you would just click on it and you would go to the link. And then if you wanted something on your computer, you could go here and you could search your computer for a document, a download, and then go there. Or you can go to YouTube and find a video, and that's when you copy that URL and you put it, you copy and paste it in here.
So, Michaela,
yes,
it jumped a little and people are asking, where is here? When you say
I'm sorry.
Go here, can you just specify where they're going?
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so you go to the bucket and you make sure it's clicked on. I have these two close together. I'm gonna move him over here. So you click on the bucket and you right click and you'll see, oops. You right click and you see that menu. It says cut, copy, paste. You go down to link and you push link. Then once you get up here, this is where you're gonna either have already copied a link from a YouTube video, like that one YouTube video I showed you with Molly Burke. I just right copied and copied the path. Or if you wanted to put any kind of document in that, you could even, like if you've already, let's say, videotaped yourself reading a book, you can find it by looking in your files or current folders, or see play, all of this are up here. So then I'll show you, let's go to a video. Let me show you that way. So let's say we wanted to find a video on the beach. Let's see. Probably not going to get a whole bunch of good stuff on that. Okay, so let's say I wanted, I don't want that one. Okay, so I wanted something about a starfish. And so if I wanted to do a video, I could go to a video and I could say, I want this one. I can play it and listen to it, but let's say I already know that I like this video. I can right click on it and copy the link address. And then I would copy the link address and I would go back to my bucket, and now I would right click on here. I would open that link and then I would just paste it right in there. I could do Control V for paste, or I could right click and do it. And then I would say, okay. And now if I go there, it's going to go to my video. 11 facts about sea stars.
Yay.
And you can do this, like I said, I'll show you a couple I've done. Let's see, I showed you that Braille one. There's another one that I've done with, oh, hold on. I've done, oh, somebody showed me this one. Carmen, one of my teachers showed me this one. This one was really cool. This is a CVI one that somebody made. See, and that's the other thing, is they're out there. Like a lot of my backgrounds I got from templates, but this is one that somebody has made it for a CVI. And so every little, this has a video on Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And I think this one has 3 little pigs. So another use for these are you can give these to the families, and the families have stuff to do with the kids. Like FSDB, if you're one of the parent advisors, we meet with the parents on Zoom once a week, and you could show the parents this and then email them, and then they have something to do with their kids while you're not there, or a hospital homebound, or anytime you want, or even the classroom teacher. You can give this to the classroom teacher and say, these are some fun activities, and they could keep it to use with students.
So, Michaela, there are a couple of questions.
Sure.
So when you upload this onto Teams or whatever platform you're using, are you just uploading the PowerPoint? Are you, how are you uploading it?
Okay, so for Teams, Microsoft Teams, it has to be in Adobe. So I'll show you what that means. So if I want to, because it uploads as a PDF better. So if you go here to File, it'll say Save as Adobe PDF. And so I'll say yes, save, and it's gonna, I already have it done. I'm just gonna do it again. And this is another thing, I change them. You can't edit them. Once it's a PDF, it's easier to go back into the PowerPoint to edit it and then save it again. And I just keep saving it over the same thing, because if I don't, I'm gonna have 5 of the same presentations. So I'm gonna say yes, and now it's gonna make it a PDF. Takes a second. It's coming, I promise.
So the one like the CVI one that you showed us, you can download and edit that one to make it your own?
Yes, yes. And so here is the, now it's in PDF form. And so now I can upload it to Teams. It looks a little different. You have to, my background sometimes goes away, and you have to make sure sometimes the spacing, you have to fix that a little bit. But yes, now for Google, I think it just, because it's all a Google platform, I don't think you have to do anything special. I think Google Slides is Google Slides is Google Slides. So I think once you're on Google Meets or whatever, you can share it through your OneDrive or through your, whatever they use. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes total sense. And Karen, she's going to provide you with some links in just a few minutes of where you can search and how you can find these.
I am.
So, we did have one other question,
okay,
Michaela, before you go on. Somebody would like you to show them how to add the alt text.
Okay, so I can do it from here. So if you come into the PDF, it's kind of cool. You can go into Tools, and there's an accessibility down here. You see it says accessibility or action wizard. I usually do an action wizard, and I want to make it accessible. So then you make it accessible. I'm going to start, and it's going to tell me, I'm not going to title it. And it asks you English, and now it's going to work, and it's going to tell me probably that I need alt text for my pictures. But it explains everything to you. I mean, this could be another training, But it's extracting and it's working. And then once it's done, it'll tell me where I need to do alt text, and I'll show you how to do that.
So do you usually put it in Adobe before you do the alt text, or can you do it also
You can do it
just in
from
the PowerPoint?
PowerPoint too.
Yeah, because Andrea was pointing out too, so in order to use that feature, you have to have the paid version of Adobe.
Oh,
So
okay.
the Adobe Pro, yeah.
Okay,
So
never mind.
some people might have that, but yeah, so if they don't have that, then they can use PowerPoint.
Yes. And so the other thing while we're doing, so then it just asked me for alt text. And so it's here. Let me go down. I'll go to PowerPoint then, since that's free and everybody, oops. Okay. So let me go back to my PowerPoint. So on PowerPoint, you would come up to view. This keeps popping down, so then I can't see anything. Review. And then you would do the same thing here. You would do accessibility, check, and it's going to do the same thing. See, it's missing alternate text. And then I'm not going to do it. I know that we don't have that much time, but then if you go here, it's telling me there's 12 things, and then you go slide by slide, and then you can add them.
Very nice.
Okay. But like I said, that this is just, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's really great about how to make things accessible. But it's telling me all these slides need alt text. And sometimes it'll, and then there's hard to read text. So it really makes it accessible. And do I have one? I think this one, I'll let you hear it. Let's see if it'll, let me go back to my Adobe, because I think that one I have alt text and you can hear what it sounds like. Oh, I already got out of that one. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Give me a second. Let me open. Let me open. Yeah. You're going to see my desktop here in a second. Hold on. Okay, so this one, I believe I did, it should talk to us. So then what you would do is you would come up here to view, and you would come down here to read out loud, and you would activate it. And let's see if I did it. Oh, shoot. I don't hear it. There's one that I did. See, but
it might not work because we're sharing it through Zoom.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
it
so
could be an
usually
issue with
if
that
you
as
do
well.
this, it says bookshelf with link, and then it'll say this, and it'll say that, couch with person sitting on it, book, stack of books. So, and this is another one that I did, was I did it in 2 separate ones because I felt like that room was too busy. So I did put some stuff on the second one, and that's something you have to play with. If you feel like your room is too busy, then you can add another room, or just if a student, that's too much clutter, you could just do the words with a symbol, instead of a classroom. Let me go back.
That would be much better for some of the CVI kids and things like that.
Yes, yes. And that's that guy. And then this, okay, so right here, I'll show you, this is some really amazing templates. I'll show you that in a minute. And here is the Remove.bg. And that's really huge because it definitely helps with not having to look for a transparent background or a transparent picture. You can just do any background and then put it in there and then put it in your presentation. So on this guy, this is a website that has a ton of interactive ones. But this is what I wanted to show you that's kind of because we teach visually impaired kids, some of these classrooms are really good, but the links aren't. We don't want, maybe, let's go to, I haven't gone to the trolls one. So, okay, so this is really good too. So now this is how they come. They're all Google Slides. So you're gonna, oh, I can't, because I can't do, okay, so pretend I can't do it at work because they don't allow us to have Google access. So here I would make a copy, and then it would produce my Google Slides, and then you would download it as a PDF, and then it would come here as a PDF, and download it as a PowerPoint, and then you would go there, and I'll show you what it looks like. One of the ones, this one. So this was one I got from them. And so here's a farmhouse. I looked so angry. But so this is just a template that I got from Google Slides. I downloaded as a PowerPoint, and now I can manipulate all of the pictures. And so I can change it. I can change me. So because there was another person sitting here, and then you can embed, it didn't come with anything. So then you can embed whatever links you want in here. If you wanted this to be maybe a dog barking, and you can add sound if you wanted to add sound. So you would go over here to insert, and you could even do you can do media, you can insert media. If you wanted to do sound, you would do the audio, and you would record your own sound. So you could maybe do a dog barking. You could, there's some leaves moving back there. You can see the animation. You can write something here for like a direction. So you can just make them your own. So they're really fun. And I think, like I said, I think it'll be fun for the kids to have something to do that's virtual and not us talking. So.
And these are free, right?
Yes, they're all free. They do have some paid teacher ones. I'm not really a good big paid teacher because, and they do have some really good ones that are free. And then they have some really good packets that are like, I don't know, $5 to $10, which it's a lot of time. So it's kind of worth it if you don't want to spend a lot of time, but they're really not hard to make. And once you have your Bitmoji on your computer, once you have your Bitmoji up here, you can make her, that was another thing. So if you have a Bitmoji and it has the words on them, because at first I didn't know this, you can still copy that image. And I'm going to copy her. And I just want her screaming. So you would right click, and you see where it says crop, you would hit crop. And now I can just do her. Oh, I don't want that. Well, I say that and then it doesn't work. Crop. There we go. And now her words are gone. Oh, there's still a little bit there, but anyway, and then you can place her wherever you want. So I can put her over here or in a tree. And I had all my teachers make one too. So then I thought we could all start, and then maybe even have the student make one. And then when you do one, you can put the student in there. And I think that would make it personable. So I think it would be fun for the kids. So that is all I've got. So do we have any questions? I know I went really fast. It's just this huge world of, and I didn't make it up. An IT guy showed me how to do it like at the beginning of the summer, and it's just been really fun.
Bitmoji is a free app. You can download it onto your phone. You have to download it onto your phone first and sign up for it, and then you can add it. There were directions sent out if you registered. At the bottom of the reminders, there were directions, and we will have them on the website available, and we will also have the PowerPoint available and a copy of the recording.
I think one of the questions I just want to make sure we answer. So when if a student is using a screen reader and they're looking at the one that you have up in Teams, how is the screen reader interacting with that?
It doesn't, I'll be honest. Oh, there's me again. It doesn't really work great with a screen reader. It really works better on an iPad with VoiceOver. I tried to make it, and it did it a little bit, but it kept repeating. Like it would go, the screen reader would say couch with link, but then the student, it wasn't like an iPad where you double click it to open. I had a hard time getting it to open the link. I need to play with it more, and anybody else who gets out there that wants to play. What I need to do is I need to give it to one of our students that uses it and just have them tell me how to do it when they're done. But it worked really well with voiceover, but I was having a little hard time getting it to read off of the computer. But I haven't played with it a whole lot.
Are there any other questions? I know I wasn't able to see all of them, Liz, because if they didn't put all panelists, I wasn't able to see them.
Yeah, I think
So,
we covered them all. I can go back through, but I think that was the gist of it. So the link that you shared, is there a name for that website?
This one?
Yes. It's
What's up?
like if people wanted to search for it.
No, I follow this tech teacher on Facebook, and this is what she had posted, and it's everybody on this tech team that they're just constantly like putting stuff in here.
Ah, okay.
So it's called Interactive Bitmoji Classrooms, but this is called like Link Tree. I mean, it's a really long address.
Yeah.
I can I
know.
connect this to Andrea. She can send the PowerPoint out. Could you, Andrea?
yes, Andrea can send it out. I can send it
Not
out
Andrea,
also.
Sherry.
It's
Can you
okay.
send it out?
Yes,
I'm looking at
absolutely.
you saying somebody else's name.
And yes, the recording will be available probably within the next week.
I will stop sharing so you guys can share.
So to clarify, Jeff had a question about the Bitmoji page. You have to download it onto your phone and register for it on your phone because it is an app.
Yes.
And then once you have the app, you can connect the app to the to Chrome.
So yeah, so what you do is you go to Chrome and you go to Chrome, you just Google Bitmoji Chrome extension, and I'll show you. So you would just go see, I already did it this, and then I already installed mine. So it would say right here, it would say install, and then you install it, and then it comes up here. And then when you click on it, when you click on it, it's gonna say sign in. And you would have already signed in. Like if you signed in, you would just put in your username and password. Now I have it on my phone, and I will tell you, I did not know, like I've had it on my phone so long. So what I had to do was I had to log out on my phone and then log back in and say I forgot my password. And then I can reset my password because I had no idea what it was. But then once it's on here, you can put it on anything. Like you can put it on your email, you could put it on fun little like somebody that made stickers, and they put them on so then they can put stickers on people's backpacks with their pictures on them. I mean, you can do a whole bunch of stuff. You could, put stickers on when you put stuff to your teachers, maybe on the folders. You can do whatever you want. But I will say this too. Make sure you really, really look at them because some of them are not appropriate. I did a training for someone and I thought the lady was saying yes, but she had some finger gestures that I did not want in a presentation. So I had to hurry up and like delete and do it again. I mean, I wasn't presenting, but I was making a presentation. So really look and zoom in to make sure they're not making any funny faces or, they're not doing it like this one. Just anyway, but that was the only thing. So, okay, I'll stop sharing so you guys can.
And there are some counties that may block them. Andrea has good suggestions on how to get around that if they are blocked, and I've used them also. You can copy them on your phone, email them to yourselves, do things like that, and it kind of is a workaround if the county has blocked that.
Well, and that's how I got my teachers' Bitmojis. They all texted me their Bitmoji, and then I emailed them to myself, and then I started making a poster with all of our Bitmojis on there. So,
and then there's some teachers that say that they've used them for stickers and things like that.
Good.
Great
Maybe
ideas.
we can, on Canvas, people can, if they do a really cool classroom, they can share it on Canvas so we can start like building up our pages.
Our libraries, that would be amazing.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And so Jeff, So I think we kind of answered your question about students accessing this. So for now, it seems like using a tablet or a phone is best. But if somebody out there, if one of you figures out how to make it accessible on a PC, please, let us know. Share the knowledge.
Yes. So Michaela has spent hours practicing and using these, and she's really refined them. She showed me several in the website that we linked to. There are amazing alphabet pages, one for each letter. People are really creative out there, and I'm guessing because of what's going on, they're willing to share, which is phenomenal. I love when teachers share with each other. So I think that's it for our presentation. We wanted to save some time at the end to hear from everybody else that came in on maybe some of the cool, neat things that you have been doing within your districts, virtually and otherwise, to help promote student learning. Is there anybody out there that's willing to share?
And you can raise your hand and we can give you the microphone if you want to do that. We have Kay. Kay raised her hand. I'm going to give her the microphone.
Hello, everyone. And I was kind of looking, I was waiting to see if Kelly Hendrickson would say anything. And Kelly, I'd be glad to turn it over to you if you want to, about the Braille math and the way that you guys ensured that one of your students had all of his math handouts so that he could follow along with is she raising her hand? Okay, so I can go ahead and say what happened was they were telling me that they worked with one of our local Braille transcribers, and he was taking.
Oh, hold on, Kay. She raised her hand.
Okay, good.
Okay. We'll let it come directly from her. So here we go.
Okay, let it come from her. Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
So I hope this is what Kay is referring to, but yeah, for a lot of our math stuff, we would get the stuff prior and have our transcribers braille it, and then we were bringing it, and we drop everything off at their house every week. So then they have all the braille to follow along. Is that what you're talking about, Kay?
Yes, kind of, but there was also the one that the teacher was recording the lessons. And so the transcriber was actually watching what the teacher was writing on the board and was then brailing that so that the child was actually seeing everything live as the teacher was talking. So the teacher would send the recording to the Braille transcriber first. The transcriber would go through it and make that for the student, and then the video would get posted, but the student had everything that they needed right there live. So they were able to follow along with everything the teacher was saying. So I thought that was a great idea if you've got teachers that are willing to record lessons to do it that way and use that hands-on while they can get it right there. So yeah, thanks, Kelly. Thanks for passing that on.
You have to find really cooperative teachers that like to plan well in advance.
Yes, absolutely.
Anyone else out there willing to share? I know you all were doing amazing things. I saw them. Thought I saw something come up in the chat box.
Don't see anything there.
No.
But yeah, we definitely want to hear from you all what you're doing. Oh, Jill. So Jill is saying that she created supplementary text to go along with math videos too. The student accessed those electronically and had the Braille math to accompany it as well. Awesome.
Very nice.
Yeah, good strategies.
Uh-huh.
Any major problems, Kay wants to know. Oh, Jeff is, oh, okay. So Jeff wants to know if the captioning features on Zoom or Teams will work with a refreshable Braille display. Does anyone have a, oh, Andrea is saying no.
Yeah, I didn't think so, but I wasn't willing to commit. I'm glad Andrea answered that.
Yeah, yeah, I do recall I was at some session, some webinar where they were talking about that, and they're trying to figure out what other options for students who are deafblind might be available. So yeah, if we see any solution to that, we'll definitely share that out.
And Karen Reno has said that they are starting with Canvas this year. And I know Hillsborough County is also starting with Canvas this year. And those teachers have been sharing out some really neat tip sheets for creating classrooms and for parents and for things like that. And I haven't done it yet, but I will by tomorrow. I'm going to post those on our Canvas page. So you can go in and click on those and use those if you need to share with teachers and parents. And there's some really easy to follow, quick tips and links and how-tos on there.
I will tell you today when we were all meeting with, we have 15 teachers here in Duval that are TVIs. And we were all meeting today, and we have a lot of students that are on Duval Homeroom, which is our online platform. And we talked about, and somebody had the idea of, we were going to do an ECC page for areas according to the grade level, and then try to do some group lessons with our virtual kids. So then they get to know each other a little bit, and that teachers can be more flexible and, you know, more interactive. So I thought that would be fun for us. So we'll have like an ECC page, 6th through 8th grade, you know, maybe a K through 2nd grade, and then teachers can get on there and add their Bitmoji classrooms or their lessons and their times, and just kind of make it interactive for the kids.
Yeah. And last year, Michaela, you also did like a lunch bunch with some of your kids, didn't you?
We did that every day at noon, and we'd have so many kids come in. Sometimes it'd be just 1 or 2, and sometimes it'd be like 10. We played Jeopardy, and they got to, we have a huge county, so a lot of kids got to know each other that would never have before met. And it really was neat. And they were on there before we were. So we had to make sure we got on there because they were waiting. And then they'd ask for, oh, could you call somebody else in that's not in? Where are they at? What are you eating for lunch? It was really fun. So if anybody can do that, it's a really neat experience.
And somebody did ask if there was a statewide website where TVIs can share ideas for lessons. And here at FIMC, we did create a Canvas page. You have to be invited to it, but it is available to all TVIs within the state. And we can add a section on lessons and sharing. There are discussion boards in there, so you can share ideas and things like that. If you are not on it yet, please email us at fimc.org or go to our website and email us, and we will add you. You will get an invitation. If somehow your invitation got lost and you're not on yet, yep, Andrea put my email address in the text box. Email either myself or Liz, and we will send you an invitation with directions on how to get on it. But there are lots and lots of great resources on there. And that's one of the things that we're hoping becomes of the Canvas site is teachers throughout the state share their ideas and great lessons and great boards and anything like that that you can easily access and get into and see.
And so we also had Kelly say that in Pinellas, their O&M instructors would have the parents FaceTime the teacher while going for walks. So they would aim the camera at the student so the O&M instructor could give verbal feedback on pain technique, cues, landmarks, etc. So that's another way to make that possible for students. And oh, Marlene got another thing that she's been using. So she uses the Xbox Game Bar, which is Windows key and G, to record her computer screen to explain assignments for low vision students, read stories, or explain any programs to parents. It was useful. Huh. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, you can record your screen. You can use Screencast-O-Matic as well if you ever want to record something that you're doing on your computer.
Very nice. These are such great ideas.
Yeah, it's nice to just get everybody together and share what you're doing, what's working, or like Jeff was saying, if there's an issue that you're having and maybe somebody else has a solution for you. And that's too what we want with the Canvas site that we have for people here in Florida. Is we want that to be a place where people can go and post on the discussion board, if they do have some helpful resources or questions for other teachers. So if you aren't on that, please email us and we'll get you added.
Oh, I just got an email from my first teacher asking for access to the Canvas site.
All right.
I'll be right on that.
Yes, and so Andrea is saying, so on our Canvas site, we do also have an APH product swap meet. So if there's an APH product you don't need anymore, or you're looking for one, you can go on there to reach out. And then Christy posted that she has a student who is new to using a screen reader, and she uses Quick Assist to remote into his computer to navigate him to where he needs to be for courses or teach him and watch his new keyboard commands.
That's a great suggestion.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Quick Assist. Is that a program? Does that come from your district?
Christy, can we give you the mic and you can tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, let me find you. Here we go.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you.
Okay. So my husband's actually in IT in the school district, so he gave me this,
Very helpful.
this idea. I got a high schooler, but a high school Braille student, and he hadn't had any computer training before he came to us, very sadly. But anyway, so he's bright and he can pick it up, but he just hasn't learned it yet. So if you are on a Windows device and you just hit your Windows key and type in Quick Assist, it'll give you the option to basically put a code in to get into the other student's computer, and then they have to accept it. And you can either just view what they are doing, or you can have full control of their computer where you can move the mouse around or they can move the mouse around.
Very nice. And that's on Windows.
It's on Windows. Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, and that might be more of an option for some people if it's within the district, then it might be more likely to be allowed on the district network. So
yes, and it's been a big frustration. We actually use Canvas and Google Classroom and a program called Edmentum, and so he's having to navigate all these and learn how to navigate all of these different platforms at one time, and it's the frustration of simply that before he even gets to the work. It's reduced a lot of that stress, so it's been helpful.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's a lot. That's a lot to throw on him at once. Poor thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing, Christy.
Sure.
All right, and I've got one more comment here from Alexis, and then we're going to close out so we can get you guys done at least somewhat around 3 o'clock. But so Alexis is reminding us that if you have JAWS on your computer and you're working with another JAWS user, you can use JAWS Tandem. So that's another way to help out your students as you're providing instruction. So, okay. All right, yeah, so thank you so much, all of you, for sharing, and Michaela for that awesome presentation. That was just so creative and so, yeah, I think teachers are really gonna like playing around with that and figuring it out and how they can make that work for their students. So thank you, that was a great presentation. All right, so let me share. Okay. So if you have attended our webinars before, you know that we have our 4 very brief evaluation questions that we have to ask on behalf of the Florida Department of Education. So if you could take the time to fill this out, the link is always on our events page at the top. So if you don't get a chance to do this right now, you can go back and do that. But it's on our events page, and which is FIMC-VI.org/events. We also have a bit.ly, which ends with FIMC-eval. Or if you like QR codes, we also have that here. So if you could please take the time to do that, because we do have to report that to the Department of Education, and that also helps us know that we're providing, good services for you all. So make sure you do that. And the all-important closing code for this session. So the form that you're going to fill out, you're going to use that opening code that we already gave you. And okay, it's saying she doesn't see the, oh, okay. All right, I need to fix that. I will fix that once we close out here. But so the closing code is classrooms. The closing code, classroom. Okay, so that I do believe I added. So hopefully that's on there on our in-service credit form. And so the way that works, you just fill it out, and then a certificate is sent back to you that you can submit to your district for in-service credit, or for ACD or AP credit as well. And the bit.ly for this one ends with FIMC-CEUS. And this QR code is hopefully correct. All right. And so we have just a few things I wanted to remind you all that we have coming up. We have a few webinars on next Friday morning at 10 o'clock. We have the Florida Low Vision Initiative presenting on some updates that they have. They have a whole new platform to share their resources and all kinds of goodies. So make sure you attend that so you can hear from them and what's going on with them now in this world of virtual learning. And then the following week on Thursday, the 27th at 2 o'clock will be our first FIMC-VI info and update session. So if you've been a TVI before, this is a 3-part series that we do every year. And it just kind of gives you the overview of what's going on at FIMC, how to use our services, any updates that we have. So make sure you check that one out. And the registration links for these are all on our events page. And so also coming up is Florida Festival of Families Takes Flight. So we are having that event this year. It is virtual. So on Friday, September 25th, we're having a virtual family drum circle in the evening. And then the next Saturday on the 26th is when the actual sessions will take place throughout the day. There will be breaks built in there. And families who register by the 19th will receive a flight bag with all kinds of goodies for your travel. So make sure you get this information out to your families in your district so they're aware of this and they can get signed up for that. And then last but not least, we have our fall Working with the Experts, which we are calling Brailing with the Experts Literacy. Ooh, I left out a word. Literacy for All, that should say. This is going to be a virtual workshop. taking place throughout the week of October 19th to the 23rd. And I believe I counted right that there are 12 sessions that are going to be taking place. So this is going to be a packed week full of all kinds of useful information about emerging Braille literacy, refreshable Braille displays, Braille curricula, so all kinds of topics. And we're still finalizing the agenda for that, which we'll hopefully have out early next week along with the registration and all of that. So keep an eye out. We will email any announcements. So if you're not on our mailing list, make sure you contact any one of us to be added to that. And
yes, and Liz, Colleen reminded us that some of the sessions will be in Spanish for the fall festival, for the Florida Festivals of Families. So please get it out there to all of your parents. Everyone's invited.
Yes, yeah, we really want to make sure that all of our families can get involved. And every year it grows a little bit more. So we're hoping we have more people. This is the third one that we're having this year. So, okay. And I believe that is it. So there is our contact information if you need to give us a call, or you can visit our website, but we are always here and available to help you in any way that we can. If you have something that you want to present out to the rest of the folks in our state here, let us know and we will set up a session for you. All right, so I'm going to stop recording.
Liz,
yes.
Somebody has asked if you put in the chat